Okay, hello. I'm glad that we are here in such numbers. And now it's time for the story about exporting metrics and log from Prusa3D printers. Split it into multiple parts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start. First things first, something about me. My name is Pavel Štrobl, and also known as Pubel. Maybe you can see me like that in the internet. And I am DevOps engineer at Prusa Research. And my main focus is into observability and platform itself. And spoiler alert, we obviously use Kubernetes because this is Kubernetes community days. Apart of that, I help with organizing of cloud native Prague meetups, where I handle mostly the social networks and AV stuff and streaming. But wait, there's more. I like a lot of things, like 3D printers, obviously, and like printing the parts for my car, enjoy smart electronics that you can control, and as well I can brew on my own beer. Now, what about Prusa Research? I thought we use Kubernetes, but we are mainly 3D manufacturing company, right? Yeah, but not only that. We are running on Google Kubernetes engine, and at this moment we are running 2 clusters, staging and production. Clusters are pretty much stable. Situation 2 years ago was not as stable, but yeah, for now it's mostly stable. There's not that much updates like it was before, and those updates were very uncomfortable, let's say. We didn't want to have much hassle with on-premise or OpenShift. It can be nitpicky, so we choose the Google Kubernetes engine. Apart of Kubernetes, we are running multiple tools, like obviously Kubernetes, but also Argo. Argo is very popular right now, and we get why. We are one of the first companies in Czech Republic that embraced Argo in production. And apart of Argo, we use OpenTofu or Terraform, if you want to call it like that. And we use Terraform or OpenTofu for deploying our internal tools. And that's mostly what we did with that. Our applications are deployed in GitHub base via Argo. Because Terraform language can be really interesting in some ways. We use Terraform to use nested folders, and we like to keep our code dry. We are also working on implementation of OpenTelemetry, which is now not working because there are no users that will use OpenTelemetry, but we have implemented the few demos, and hopefully in the future we will use it more. And let's talk about observability. For metrics backend, we use Prometheus, pretty used in the wild, so why not use it? But because Prometheus itself cannot handle high availability, we use Thanos for its federation and aggregation of the metrics. And last but not least, we are using Grafana Loki for logs backend, and yeah, at one time we were ingesting like 6 million log lines per minute because bug of in one application, but it worked. Okay, this is very simplified developer pipeline that developers just get their code, push it into either GitLab, and if they add a tag, then it triggers CI pipeline in a GitLab, and it builds Docker image. Basic stuff, right? Yeah, there are several rules for staging and production clusters, but yeah, it just runs tests and creates the Docker image. Argo then, if it detects the new image, then it can be deployed into Kubernetes cluster, and based on the rules I said we have, it can be deployed or not. This is, let's say, observability pipeline, at least for metrics. As I said, we use Thanos, Google Bucket. In Google Bucket, we have metrics, and we use Thanos sidecars for Thanos. So Prometheus automatically sends the metrics into Google Bucket. Yeah, and Prometheus working on pull model is pulling the metrics from our applications and our internal stack, etc., etc., etc. And why is the scheduler there? The scheduler there is because our Thanos sidecar was consuming more than, not more, almost double of the memory that Prometheus itself used. It was, we had 24 gigs instance of Prometheus and 44 gigs instance of Thanos sidecar. Very nice. Yeah, but if I told you that you can observe also our 3D printers with Grafana, Prometheus and Loki. Okay, first, the good. It's the idea of creating Prusa exporter. What is Prusa exporter, you ask? It's not Joseph exporting you. It's about exporting Prometheus type metrics from our printers. But what is Prometheus, you ask? I will give you a quick insight. Prometheus is a metrics backend. You store metrics in there and you can get metrics from there. And it's also pulling metrics from the endpoints. That's basically what it does. Prometheus type of metrics is text file. Yeah, basically, it's, at least for now, it's text file. It wasn't always in the past. Prometheus mostly use pull model. Pull model just scrapes the data from the endpoints and store them in the internal database, the SDB. You can use actually even push model. It's called remote write, but that doesn't work. They don't work that well. But you can do that. You can really feel that Prometheus was made in the pull model in mind. Yeah, I forgot switching the slides. Okay, but what's these, you ask? These are, those are dogs. No, those buddies. Those, there's not cars, motherboards are called, because buddy was Joseph Puk, and developers of the motherboards for the printers named the board buddy, so it's basically dog. And there are three. There are original body, there are X body and XL body. What those boards have in common is the CPU. It uses STM32, and what they have in common is lack of processing power. Yeah, so though cannot expose metrics alone, you need something else. Why not use Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi is pretty much known, can run Linux, you can write export in there and scrape the metrics from printers. Okay, fine, let's do that. And by the way, you can add printer support for SL1 or MK3, MK2, and that's the advantage of having an external device. The bad, the execution. At the start, we have those three printers. Yeah, let's call them buddies. Those buddies expose metrics in Prusa link format. Prusa link is a local management tool that runs inside of the printer. You can control everything you actually can, and it's not connected into cloud. There is also, let's say, syslog metrics, and those are metrics in line protocol format, but it's not pure line protocol format because lack of the processing power causes that printer cannot send a proper timestamp. It uses delta timestamp. The issue is it's not ingestible by influx and not ingestible by anything. So you need some kind of man in the middle that get those metrics, recalculate the timestamp and send them there, send them somewhere else. Okay, this is my black box. I was thinking, I can use InfluxDB, yes. do I want to use InfluxDB? No, I don't want to use InfluxDB. I'm not a fan of this technology. Okay, what I wanted to use is Grafana. Grafana is pretty well known as well. I'm familiar with. It can be hassle sometimes, but yeah, mostly it works. And you can create your dashboards as well. You can use Prometheus Influx as your backend, Loki or Elastic as your backend for logs, etc. So why not use it? I won't use Prometheus, as you can see, and Grafana Loki. So basically, I just took our internal stack and put it in the Docker Compose. Okay, I chose those three technologies. That's fine. That's fine. Now I need to choose programming language because it was a while back that I wrote any more like 100 lines of code. So I was thinking. I knew C#, so C# was a pretty viable option, and yeah, I left it on my list. I knew JavaScript. It's an option, right? No, it's not. I don't want to use the JavaScript, but I wanted to mention it. I wrote my bachelor thesis in C++ back in the day, but it didn't felt right using C++ for this kind of project. So I also was thinking about using Python. Yeah, this is kind of project that Python will use. Why not? And also, why not use something that I don't know, learning something new, Golang. Yeah. And C# was gone. I don't want to use C#. It's too heavy for this project. And we have on the list only two languages, Python and Golang. And Golang won. I choose Golang, okay. Now it's time to think again. Who is my target audience? That's not an easy question. Maybe schools, maybe. Maybe our fans, who knows? Some fans have like 20 printers at once, and observing them will be much easier via one tool. You can use Prusa Connect, of course, but the issue is then you have to be connected to internet. So it's not always possible. So this is one kind of things you can do. It's locally. Maybe people just like observability, like me. Why not? Just you look at the data. It's cool, nice. Honestly, I didn't know. I just wanted to start coding, so let's get this shit done. Okay. And I need to switch, yes. I started with Prusa link metrics. Those are available via REST API in JSON format, pretty normal, and that's fine. I can work with that. And for now, leaving the syslog metrics for later. I was thinking. But that was not a good idea because I just decided to reinvent the wheel. If you are familiar with Prometheus ecosystem, you know there is something called JSON exporter that basically does what I did. So I just recreated JSON exporter from scratch, and yes, it works. Was it a good idea? No, it wasn't. But yeah, it was fun at least. Okay, we have Prusa link metrics. Now it's time for syslog. Syslog metrics are sent via with UDP in mind, and as you can say from the image, sometimes you get the UDP, sometimes no. Printer is not able to handle a TCP. Data are sent like in 100 millisecond interval, and if you want more data, then then the interval is much faster. If I remember from my limited testing, let's say, so I just implemented my own syslog server. Well, no, I used library. I wanted to have it fast. and cheap and dirty. So I just used a library that works pretty well. It handles RFC 5424, sorry about that. And yeah, that's everything I needed. Okay, we have metrics. And now we know we need some kind of dashboards. Dashboards there are multiple dashboards I created. There are example dashboards. You can use the data from the dashboard, panels from the dashboards, create your own. With Blackjack, of course, as you saw. And this is basic Prusa dashboard. And Prusa have pretty much basic metrics. So yeah, you have temperature, you have what you know what you are printing, etc. But more interesting are syslog metrics, because you have information about not only what you are printing or temperature, but also about current voltage the printer is running on. About the logs, because you are using logs. You can get the logs from the printer. Pulse wave modulation for multiple devices in the printer. And there's much more that you can just visualize, but it's upon you what you want to see. Yeah, and as well, you can also create this kind of overview dashboard if you have more printers. You know what is printing, what is not, what is an error state, etc. The ugly, the aftermath. Yeah, I like saying that I like messing with things, so my code is kind of messy. A lot of versions 1.0, not any is final. I need to still fix a few issues and create a unit test, you know, that issues. And then maybe it could be distributable. Also, testing Raspberry Pi image is not viable with manual testing, so I need to get it there. And of course, being this my first Golang project, at start it was real messy. Now it's a little bit better, but still not good. Yeah, I'm kind of roasting myself. Yeah, but the point is that you should be aware that any language has its quirks and features, and working on your personal project can be absolute blast. Well, it's absolutely worst. Can be really painful. Constant refactoring, thinking how you can do better. Yeah, those are good things, but you need to have some kind of self-control, which is very hard. Also, getting into new language can be difficult, as it was while I wrote more than that. Let's say a few hundred, more than 100 lines of codes, and a lot of times I was feeling like this dog. But in the end, I'm glad that I did not choose Python over Golang. Even Python is a good language. Golang is much faster for this kind of application. Yeah, and Gopher is kind of cute, isn't it? Yeah, having 500 lines of code in one file is not that nice. But anyway, yeah, the use. I will show you how the Prusa exporter is used in the wild. Grafana labs somehow, I don't know why, really like to use our 3D printers as demonstration of monitoring. Something different than, I guess, Node exporter. This is KubeCon 2024 in Paris, and we also have been at FOSDEM in Brussels this year. And not only there, this is first demonstration of the exporter, and it was in PromCon 2023 last year. It was some kind of pilot, but yeah, the pilot works pretty well. But yeah, getting into Berlin after meetup wasn't that nice. And this is GrafanaCon in Amsterdam. People were very interested in the 3D printer and 3D printed parts. They were printing coins with Prometheus logo, and yeah, and also observability side of the things. And the future is big unknown. Yeah, I can always switch to influx, but the point is to not use influx. Yeah. However, there is one thing I can use from the influx, and it's line protocol. Yeah, there's more. I wanted Prometheus metrics exporter, and that means you have slash metrics, right? Not always. You can use influx to Cortex proxy that gets the metrics in line protocol and pushes them, use remote write for in Prometheus and sends the data in ingestible format for Prometheus. I already tested Mimir. Grafana Mimir is the implementation, let's say, of Prometheus at Grafana. And it worked. It's a fork of Cortex. And yeah, okay. And next thing is OpenTelemetry I want to mention, because OpenTelemetry is the next big thing. We are addressing OpenTelemetry and kind of at Prusa research, and it's next big thing in observability, I think. But we need to research this field more, and I don't know even if it's viable for this kind of project. Yeah, as I said, the issue is that printers sends a lot of data very quickly. This is video where this start, printer sends its standard set of metrics. It's not that much metrics, like CPU usage, heap usage, not even temperatures, but some kind of metrics, yeah. But I want all the metrics. Yeah, standard set of metrics. And this is one printer. Just imagine you have like 20 or 50 or 100 or few hundred printers. What it can do to your network. This is fine. Remote write is fine. I said that I tested Grafana Mimir. Mimir was fine, but I want to use Prometheus. I need to test it more. And it's a question if it's able to handle it. The demo. It's demo time. I am lying, I don't have a demo. There is a live demo running at our Prusa booth, and you can see Prometheus Prusa exporter up and running Grafana Mimir, Grafana Loki, and Grafana itself. Take a look there. Okay, and it's the end. It's time for your questions and hopefully my answers. Am I right? Okay, I have questions. Why did you choose OpenTofu technology over Terraform? Well, we used Terraform before OpenTofu because we are running our cluster 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years, and after really changing the license. You probably heard of, we just decided to try OpenTofu. Why not? I tried it in beta version, it worked somehow, but now it's pretty much stable, and it wasn't something we have to change Terraform to OpenTofu, but we just wanted to. And I was able to make it through. What are some other weird contraption you wrote a Prometheus exporter for? Do you export OBD data from your car? No, but I bought a car for exporting OBD metrics from the car. And I have a project in my mind because I'm attempting race days at track days, and I want to have data from the car in some kind of, let's say, detailed form with other sensors like acceleration, etc. Okay. Do you have any other questions? Yeah, we do. What is your biggest surprise start using Go? The syntax. It's not I was used to, because I was used to have like data type and name of the variable, and now it's the name of the variable and data type, which was probably the biggest issue. The biggest issue I had, but yeah, mostly it's most of the programming languages are the same, just the syntax is different. But it has its quirky features. Go routines are awesome. I really love them. Yeah, that's probably the most interesting things I can say. Okay, how do you use Thanos? We have two instances of Prometheus, at staging and at production. And we use the Thanos as an aggregator of the metrics, because we have Thanos connected to Grafana, and we query the Thanos instead of Prometheus itself. That's how we use it, and of course for long-term storage. We have over 2 years of data there, and that's how we use Thanos. How do you manage your Kubernetes deployments? Native YAML manifest or some extensible approach? We use Argo for deploying our applications, and we use Terraform for deploying the internal tooling, and we use Helm charts. Obviously, we use Helm charts that somebody made for like Thanos or Prometheus or Loki or Grafana, and we write our own Helm charts for our applications. You can ask, actually, there is a Philip that made this possible and created most of the Helm charts we are running right now. And yeah, that's probably everything I can say you, tell you at this moment. Okay, I guess that's it. Thanks for attending, and see you later.